So we're all seeing Remy Gardner on the front row with Ayagura, his first Moto2 top 3 in qualifying, and Marco Bezzecchi and Augusto Fernandez, Lowe's, Dalla Porta and Chantra go from row 3. Then it's Schrotter, Vieje and the Janat row of the grid for this 25 lapper. Row 7 headed by Celestino Vietti, warm up there on row 7, Ben Schneider, Buliger and Bobia, who we just heard with Siren on the grid on row 8. A bit further back, and Cyrene, Corsi, Baltas, and we welcome back Jari Montella after his lengthy injury layoff. He's
head off then, ready to begin the 25 lap race, the warm-up lap, turn 1. This can be so tricky on the opening lap. And of course, regarding tyres.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, guys. Everyone is on the softer, slick rear. Gazo, who's opted for the softer front slick.
Thank you very much. The man to beat in the World Championship, without doubt, is Remy Gardner. He knows his fate, of course. He's off to how things have changed in the space of a year. We always knew Remy Gardner on fire as he is at the moment.
His development and his maturity over the last 18 months or so. Move up to MotoGP next year. A couple of Aussies, of course, and he's up there with Jack Miller.
Certainly in the 3rd and 4th sector. If you get pushed offline, it could get a bit tricky. So far in 2021.
Yeah, still not sure of the destination. 2022 full bet span next year. Sam Lowe's also a contender potentially to move up as well.
Is he going to pick up his first podium in Moto2? It's eyes on the lights now, because the green flag is waving. As soon as the lights went out, he launched his Red Bull KTM machine up the hill. But here comes Bezzecchi to challenge him.
Off the line by Gardner was super impressive. He nailed that launch, but Bezzecchi got through on the brakes up the hill into turn. Fernandez was 4th, and he's in 4th as they head to turn 3 for the first time.
Oh, Gardner's coming through. The leg dangle there didn't work.
The inside of Agura on the brakes into turn 3, with Gardner running wide. He picked up another place without any effort at all. So got there by Somkat Chantra there on the 2nd of the Honda Team Asia bikes. He's up into 6th spot.
Yeah, he's ahead of the 2. There is the number 24, one of the most experienced men in the field, unfortunately. Out, it looks like.
So Marco Bezzecchi, a former Moto3 winner here in 2018, and of course inherited the victory. So he's got race-winning pedigree around this Red Bull ring. Our current race leader, Marco Bezzecchi.
Cracking start.
Scene. Aaron Canet's had a good first lap as well. He's got through an Ayagura now, harassing the Red
from number 72, Bezzecchi, but
Joe Roberts has gone down, Steve, sorry. Joe Roberts, that is now hill into turn 3. He's got that job done brilliantly. Fernandez now also under pressure coming from Canet.
They crashed out at turn 1 on lap 2.
Yeah, this just shows, Steve, how tricky the track conditions are. We're
on board here then with Marco Bezzecchi, with Remy Gardner, looking back to his...
That's now 5 DNFs this season, 50% DNF rate for the Californian. Joined this STYRIA Grand Prix, but looks like his point scoring hopes have vanished already.
You can see there the 12th here on lap number 2.
So Marco Bezzecchi still leads, find his way to the checkered flag first. That's because the 2 men behind him have been so supreme. Gardner, and for a pretty big margin, he was 3/10 faster on that last lap than Bezzecchi.
The top 4 here just starting to break.
But early on with a full fuel tank.
There is the legend himself, Wayne Gardner, who's probably struggling to watch it. And his son, who's done such a magnificent job in Moto2 so far in 2021.
Day 1987, 500cc world champion.
A bit of pressure here from fellow Spanish rider Aaron Canet, who's of course confirmed that he's going to the Pons team.
Been a little bit hindered at times with that Boscoscura. It looks like he was firing up the inside of Fernandez down the hill into turn 9.
On the 2nd row did Aaron Canet. Good job from him. He's put in the fastest lap of the race as well, a 30.
He's on that 3rd lap. It's been matched by the likes of Gartho and Dixon a little bit further. Still quite narrow, so you've got to make sure you're precise on the brakes, and he was picture perfect.
Thanks to the guys up ahead. Of course, the move pulled by Canet on Raul Fernandez would have helped that. He's bringing Sam Lowe. It's as you were at the front. Bezzecchi leads from Gardner.
Yeah, there was nothing between Bezzecchi and
2 riders that have been real head scratchers this weekend. It doesn't look like any 26th. Just have not got going at all this weekend.
Well, this shows what a great job by the top 20, and nowhere near point scoring contention right now, the Spaniard.
Raul Fernandez has just been put in the first sub 130 lap.
Pace hotting up at the front, that's for sure. Bezzecchi and Gardner, Fernandez, Lowe's, they're all still in the 130s. Jake Dixon on the fringes of the top 10 now. That was a
tiny mistake and just loses a tenth or so to Bezzecchi. Further behind these guys you've from. But in the early stages, he's 7th, ahead of Chantra, Vieje, Gartho and Dixon, who's gone through on Schrotter.
Out of it, and then he caught some traffic on his last lap. That compromised his late charge on his second unlock.
But it's not the first time that Marco Bezzecchi has led a Moto2 race in 2020. On all of those occasions to take a precious win with all of the talk that's going on off circuit at the
very early doors. Raul Fernandez just not quite got the pace of the 3 men ahead of him. He's just said it a fraction slower than Aaron Canet. Sam Lowe's is now the quickest man on circuit, so he's hunting down a fast sweep through that kink, isn't it? Now then, on the brakes, back to first gear for that really able to close the gap on Bezzecchi directly ahead of him.
Nothing to split them, of course, all equal machine 5s. Remy Gardner just trying to find a little way through. We go around turn 5, great.
The 129s on that last lap. The only other 2 men to match that pace were Augusto Fernandez 7th. The distant start this Grand Prix. Got himself up inside the top 10 now, the Spaniard, 9th place.
Here comes Remy Gardner. Is he going to have a look into turn 9?
Not getting back on par with this top 3. He's just over half a second further back. He can't relax because Sam Lowe's is on his case.
Ayagura 129.7, bettered by Augusto Fernandez.
Bezzecchi
by Aaron Canet.
Yeah, it was Bezzecchi. Made a mistake going into turn 1. It cost him all of his exits because he yields the lead and second place.
Yeah, that's invited Raul Fernandez back to the party as well. And good race so far. Ayagura going well, catching up onto the group. Also Augusto Fernandez.
Rear tyre.
29.7 on that lap for Jake Dixon as well, who's gone past Xavi Vieje. Well, have found himself actually on the front few rows. There's a bit of a gap back to Hector Gartho at the moment
in Moto2, and he's no longer leading here in Austria because that's a beautiful move made by Remy. Convincing victory. Not sure history will repeat itself here though in the Red Bull ring.
Yeah, I'm purely speculative. Circuit has entered the mind of the rookie Raul Fernandez.
Yeah, so hard for a 20-year-old to block. Yeah, very difficult not for it to be a distraction when the media announcement during FP4 in MotoGP, and there he is, back now then in 7th place. Mistake, he makes the mistake himself at turn 9. This will be a hard recovery now.
The door was slightly ajar and the Aussie barges through.
Yeah, just out of picture. It was all of Fernandez's own doing, wasn't it, at that stage? Whether something happened before that, but he manages to pick his way
between themselves and Bezzecchi, who's now 8/10 adrift.
Oh, Fernandez is scrappy.
Great lap from Remy Gardner. He's got to the front and he's just clicked off the fastest lap of the race at 29
seconds with that mistake a couple of laps ago at turn number 9. And he's a little bit rattled here because that last lap, particularly a bit messy at the moment for Fernandez.
Sam Lowe's has got a couple of riders ganging up on him here. Both Matt, the rookie, just does, as you mentioned, struggle in the opening laps, but once he gets into things, he's calm, he's got the heat and
got the confidence to attack hard on the front end with the full fuel tank. And he just gives himself that little bit too much of top 6 finishes.
Oh, Remy Gardner's pushing. He's asking big questions here of Aaron Canet. Can you tactically has had his work spot on all year. There is the move then. Right,
what have you guys got? I'm pretty comfortable at this pace. It's another fastest lap for Gardner. He took out of Canet behind him, who's got a bit of a buffer then back to Bezzecchi of 8/10 of a second. Ogura on that last lap, lap 9, he took a big chunk of time out of the 2 Elfmark VDS Racing pair behind him. He was half a second quicker than Augusto Fernandez.
Raul Fernandez has been given a track limits warning. He's down in 7th in STYRIA.
Since he made that mistake, Steve, 3 or 4 laps ago at turn 9, he can't get back into the 29s. Again, it's
points on offer here for the Australian.
Well, it's quite rare when Remy Gardner gets himself in this situation for him to fluff heels left. The heart rate already going for Father Wayne there at the moment.
Stay with Remy Gardner. He's doing a good job so far just to try and keep his claws in. There's Bezzecchi then, Ogura in 4th, then the 2 Mark VDS riders. Raul Fernandez is now coming under threat from Hector Gartho.
But just put in his personal best lap of the race, a 1:29.601. That was over 3/10 faster. But what a great day for the RW Racing team with an early exit as well for Barry Baltus.
So Fernandez, number 37, up into 5th place. Also Vieje has just got down in 13th ahead of Vietti and Dalla Porta.
Paying for a poor qualifying, really, isn't he? Gian Antonio is like
Raul Fernandez, and now Hector Gartho feels like it could be his moment. We're looking back from the number 25 to
Championship. Gardner comfortably leading, and Raul Fernandez coming under pressure here is crucial.
Across the line we go then. Ayagura with the fastest lap of the race. The Japanese gets through on the brakes. Ayagura is 8/10 down now, 7/10 down on Bezzecchi, chasing his
bit of grit. He will know that Agura's closing that gap. Another rider to get a track limits warning is ninth to defend that 7th place. That's going to have to be at the back of his mind as well. He can ill afford a long
battle for this race, Matt. Is going to be a battle for second shortly. Canet's just falling into the hands of Bezzecchi a little.
Away from two very experienced men behind him, Augusto Fernandez and Sam Lowe's. He's just left the Mark VDS on Marco Bezzecchi.
Well, he's in the top 6 week in, week out, isn't he, Ayagura? Yeah. He's had a couple.
Yeah, he's going to be in MotoGP in 2023, I'm sure of it. Got clicker on that last lap at Canet. Canet's still working hard to keep that gap down to under a second. Got a second because Bezzecchi and Agura are keeping him more than honest.
Moto2 is such a hard.
Ken was really compromised, wasn't it, by that late crash at turn 1 in Q1. He looked well set to be going into Q2 if he can get a good grip position, but starting from way back in 19th place, it was always going to be. There's a fast old tumble there through turn number 9. Unfortunately, it is 3 DNFs in a row at the moment in Moto2. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, I think a reset button circuit, and it's not his favourite circuit, we get that.
But massive shout out to both Canet, well, all 3 of them, Canet, Bezzecchi and Agura. Personal best lap of the race. Likewise, Bezzecchi, and the fastest man, again, is the man in 4th place.
From the Idemitsu Honda Team Asia rider.
Well, like we said pre-race, Steve, he was probably done too. Here comes Bezzecchi, trying to find a way through on Canet. That's just about as close as it gets. Perfect time, the right boot there, didn't we? I was just about to say this morning, Ayagura, having only done, I think, 2 wet laps on a Moto2 bike, than Ayagura.
Marco Bezzecchi's trying to line up a move on Canet, but he's getting faster and faster. And of course, they want to make sure that any move made is clean, because still in sight right now, 7/10 up the road.
Canet, he was under pressure, looked like Bezzecchi was going to find a way through at turn 4 on the last lap. Line, Canet can't turn in, he'll just try and get the exit speed now, and Canet to try and line up
into turn 3 they go. So it's now Bezzecchi second, 3rd for Canet, and Canet's now
way of Nicolo Burdigan. We mentioned his track limits warning. Well, he's got to come through the long lap penalty, the Italian.
Having a great day so far.
This was Bezzecchi then attacking up the inside of Aaron Clyde line. That was a perfectly executed move by Marco Bezzecchi. Now then, look out the conundrum, a difficult one to work out as well. How do you, one, get on par? That's Gardner's consistency coming to the fore yet again. Oh, a track limits warning then.
Especially on the exit, actually, of turn 1 that he's about to go into, just to try and keep the bike in.
Very, very soon on Raul Fernandez.
Fastest man on that last lap was Celestino Vietti. Augusto Fernandez is also closing. What a scrap this is.
Talk about people ganging up on Raul Fernandez. Sam, surely there's been a mistake somewhere. Sam Lowe's came over the line in 6th place. He's now behind.
Grotto there, contact between the 2 of them.
Oh, he hung Vietti out to dry there, didn't he?
Vietti had been on the 13 there. He's just up ahead of Fabio Di Gianantonio.
Raul Fernandez is going to have to dig deep and work exceptionally.
Lowe's were on board with. He went wide through turn 1 and lost so many places as a result. Front, you can see there Ayagura is he about to make his move on Aaron Canet into turn 1. It looked like it happened up in the top left corner. Ayagura has gone through on Aaron Canet, and he's
Canet trying to find a way back through immediately, and he does. This is not what Ayagura needs. A tussle on my rear tyre and we can get through. Not sure Ayagura is going to heed that advice.
He's been closing that gap down. It's come down to 2.3 now. Oh, a twitch from the front
as well on the gas with a bit of lead angle through turn 6 from Ayagura. These 2 have just got to make sure Bezzecchi ahead of them. How many times this year have we seen Aaron Canet lose the front end on that Bosca Skur?
Across the line we go then. Remy Gardner completes 7 laps, 8 to go for him, and the gap is coming down. Again, he's hungry for victory here in Austria.
Yeah, He's won twice previously before as he snatched this win, take potentially 5 points away from Remy Gardner. I've got to say, Ralph Fernando, he still is in that 6th place.
Simone Corsi there, just sitting up out of the way.
It's his game on. Normally, Marco Bezzecchi, when he sort of drops down to that 3rd, 4th place, Canet and Agura are getting detached from that lead battle.
Oh dear, that's Hector Garza.
That's a shame because he was on course for the top 10, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was looking like being good for it.
Very, very careful. He's already on a track limits warning.
Bezzecchi, is he about to line up his favourite move into turn 1? Surely here he comes. He's charging alongside Remy Gardner and he takes the lead of the Grand Prix on the approach to turn.
It certainly will. This is exactly what the Spaniard needs. Now then, what can Remy Gardner do? Bezzecchi's gone wide, so he's put in all that effort to try and take the lead from Remy Gardner into turn 3. Gardner back in front.
No, not for long though. Here he comes through turn 4, downhill, the block there.
It's close and brilliant for Agura. Now having dispensed of Aaron Canet, hopefully, for Agura needs.
It's exactly what we all wanted to see as well. A cracking race here in Moto2.
And still Ralph and not get close to showing him his front wheel. The gap between those two is just about 3.5 tenths.
Wise, things are all right. But he won't be thinking about that right now. Across the line we go then, 5 laps.
Still in contention, no question. 7 tenths behind Bezzecchi he was over the line.
Agura set for his first podium of 2021, his first in Moto2, full stop.
Interesting, that 6th place, personal best lap on that last lap from him at 29.599. Only Agura's
turn now. Oh, Gardner almost went into the back of Marco Bezzecchi and he had to sit up. Whoa. He goes through the gravel up, otherwise he was going to wipe out Marco Bezzecchi into turn 4. That one caught him out.
Oh, that was as well, because it was going to be a big points all game by Remy Gardner. Now then,
and that will really create some nerves. Agura then, all of a sudden his eyes light up. Not only is he on for it, claw in Bezzecchi to try and chase his first victory. He's got a long lap penalty.
Yeah, Steve, it was a couple of laps ago. I was convinced I saw him going on the green, coming out Jorge Martin last year, and now Agura. This is cruel. Rules are rules, but Agura finally gone on the wrong side of the curb once too often. Oh, that is so unfair.
Will he see the message on his dashboard? Surely he will. It flashes up so brightly on the dashboard.
To turn 4, that cost him well over 4 seconds. He was in the gravel trap. He did want to keep.
Getty is up to 8th place. An incredible ride from the Italian. Big gutting for the Japanese rider now. Does he take the long lap penalty here on the approach? He has indeed. He's got to stay now, not hit those white lines. He's going to lose 3rd place as well.
Norman Rank, crew chief there, making his feelings known to race officials. Sorry, but choose the sensors to know exactly what's been going on with Agura, and surely there he was on the wrong side. Another long lap.
He's getting a bit flustered and angry, isn't he, Agura? He knows how costly.
Who did Fabio Agura in the most dramatic and cruel circumstances, really, but the rules are the rules. You can see because their man was in victory contention here, no question about it. He was reeling in. Marco Bezzecchi
now takes 3rd place. Remy Gardner on screen is in 4th with Agura in 5th.
Canet has just had an absolutely brilliant 22nd lap. He was half a Bezzecchi at 29.853, Canet at 29.353. Canet now
find his way through. Can he find a way to claw back Marco Bezzecchi? These two have had some fun in motor.
Race control, Agura's long lap okay. So according to race direct,
but rules are rules. The long lap penalty coming his way after going into the... And if you do it for the 5th, you have to take the long lap penalty.
And it's not over. The gap now between Bezzecchi and Canet, well, it's held station at 4. Nothing to lose, Steve. He's not a championship contender. He can really throw a bit of caution to the wind here. There's a good chance there's ahead of him in the championship. He knows that.
Up the hill then.
Teammate to our race leader, Bezzecchi. Vietti, had he qualified higher than 19th, would be in.
Let's see the replay then. That's where Remy Gardner was so hot into turn. Here, let's see the gearbox as he's going through the gears. Down we go, 4th, 3rd.
Victory chance had gone Fourth place, though, still on the cards for Remy Gardner.
Been a good response from Marco Bezzecchi on this lap. He's just pulled another couple of tenths out, surely now.
He sweeps through turn 10. Aaron Canet, half a second, right there, first victory of the 2021 Moto2 World Championship. Valencia won Clash last October, but he's well on course here. Surely he's got this covered now.
He's got to have this one in the bag, it looks like. Marco Bezzecchi. So much talk about where he's going to be next year. You have to say credit to the 22-year-old Italian, because he's brushed away everything.
Yeah, and it'll be a hat-trick completed at the Red Bull Ring. A Moto3 winner here previously. Today, barring any late disaster and drama. Augusto Fernandez has been the big winner of something it looks like miss out on the podium, but Bez has been brilliant here at the Red Bull.
In STYRIA, 25 points for him, a second for Canet and third for Augusto Fernandez across the line on the last lap at 28.9.
Bit of anger and adrenaline, I'm sure, was mixed.
This win, though, Marco Bezzecchi keeps himself in the championship hunt just about.
Double top six, Bezzecchi and Celestino Vietti. He's been top six now in all four races. Fire back for him from 19th place on the grid.
I don't know what's going on. It's come up on our screens now. Failure to comply with the long lap penalty. I'm glad that I didn't need to.
Yeah, petitions just yet myself.
So, what a win, what a race, really good, and an excellent job. 8th in the end, ahead of Vieche, Schrotter 10th, Dixon 11th, Dalla Porta in 12th. What happened to Sam Lap? 4 on the final lap.
Yeah, this was...
There, you could clearly...
Thought that it was no problem, but on closer inspection...